and welcome to the Women of Power show. Today, I'm so excited to be here with Reverend Christina Jones. Hi, Christina, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. It's so good to be here.
It's so good to be here with you. And because we have been promising to do this again, oh, not even again, this is the first time that you've been on. No, this is the second time. You
The
came on
second
last
time.
year. How
Yeah,
could I
last year.
forget?
That's all right. It's all aboard. What's time anyway? It's all aboard.
Exactly. So welcome anybody that is watching right now. Welcome to this broadcast. We're going to have some fun here talking about the divine feminine. And I'm just going to read out Reverend Christina's beautiful bio. Christina Jones is a powerful teacher, inspirational speaker, writer, and I this is the piece for me, an intuitive energy shifter of the divine creator. The intuitive piece here is so clear about you as who you are, Christina. Christina is passionate about supporting the divine feminine within all sentient beings through prayer and higher consciousness living and being. She's the founder and spiritual leader of Divine Feminine Evolution, which you can find on Facebook and Instagram, and is a Center for Spiritual Living affiliated focus ministry. That's what that is. And Reverend Christina is a healing emissary of light and love for herself and the world. I love that. That is so you. You are.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
You
I am.
are. And your work is so powerful. Tell us about what you're up to at the moment and what the divine feminine means for you.
What I'm up to is building the ministry, which is building it from the ground up. It's very interesting to do it again. There's creative play and a lot of administration stuff. So I'm
Mm,
creating the website will be divinefeminineevolution.com, which I'm creating the back end. Um, what I'm up to as spirit is giving me downloads as well as many other people are getting downloads, uploads, reloads.
uploads, inloads, outloads.
it's it's meshing that beautiful spiritual energy with the physicality. So
Oh, that is so true, isn't it? It's finding that like the three worlds, one, two, three.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is that. And with the divine feminine, with that energy, I've been feeling that energy rise since 2019. And
Yeah.
then when 2020 happened, I see it's actually part of it. Is part of it because we saw glimpses of it in politics and the Me Too movement, and
Hmm.
and I'm a '70s baby. I mean, we saw it with Gloria Steinem. I mean, I don't remember it because I was too tiny, but to remember it. So I'm seeing it in phases from a historical standpoint, and now we're here. Hence all the like the implodes, the explosions. And I spoke at the Althea Center, which is in Denver, Colorado. You can find them on Facebook. And my talk Sunday was the glory of Gaia and the glory of us. And we are connected to Mother
Beautiful.
Earth. We especially women on such a level of our bodies go with the moon cycle. Even if you're going through
Yeah.
menopause, you're still affected.
Oh,
The moon and the sun and Mother Earth. We're nurturers we're nurturers and creators by birthright. And now we're speaking up more. Um, I'm noticing though there's a lot of anger with a lot of women, and I get it. I get the anger, but then we have to make sure that it is not misguided because I love men. And there's a lot of men, my husband included, my stepson included, that support women. And my male friend, my male friends, partners in crime, are in support of women. So I'm noticing some days when I see a lot of women that are saying all men, well, they have a feminine within them. We have both hormones in us. We have testosterone and estrogen in us, just like men do. So it's also about celebrating that divine feminine in all sentient beings and not going after All men. That word all. I think all should be taken out of the
It's
dictionary.
so true. It's so true because I feel this is an opportunity of healing and learning where for me, I'm not going back to the feminist kind of, okay, we burned our bras, we had the pill, free sex. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, and the feminist movement where there it was like this uprising of defiance against men. And I think you're so right. This is like now we have the divine feminine that we are honoring and embodying this knowing of the divine feminine where we're honoring that in all beings, men
Yes.
included, they included, all included.
All included. Now,
Yeah.
granted, there are. I mean, I'm not in denial of it. I worked in corporate America for years, and the sexisms, the isms are real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hence why I'm starting my own
And
business.
so do you believe that it's like to feel and be empowered as women, as I identify as a woman, as those of you that are watching right now, and I'm asking you this, Reverend Christina, to be to feel empowered as the divine feminine. Do you feel it's time to the isms that are there, we can it's like be the change we want to see. We have a
Yes.
choice as to how we
Yep.
react, respond to that.
Yep.
And opening up, you talked about it, the throat chakra. It's like coming
Yep.
from the womb to the throat.
Yes.
Yeah, in
Speak
a
your
really
mind.
powerful way. Yeah.
Yeah, in a really powerful way. Um, well, we're seeing it now with the whole abortion thing too. I do believe in, I would say, civilized protests. Things have gotten weird. I believe divine feminine also, and when I'm speaking from that mother goddess energy is about free will. So when someone doesn't agree with you politically, ladies, don't call other ladies, or even someone identifies as a woman, do not call them stupid or an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Name calling between women is what the lower frequency of the masculine energy wants. They want
Exactly.
to divide and conquer. So listen to each other as sisters, even if you don't agree. That's okay. Because there was a time I feel on this planet there was healthy debate and healthy conversation. You don't have to out people or swipe left and I don't like them and she's stupid. All that stuff that doesn't help the divine feminine consciousness, and it doesn't help you physically, emotionally, spiritually. It makes you sick. You know, as if you
Yeah.
fight with someone, you don't feel good.
Well, and also we're fighting with ourselves when we do that because we're one. And so it's just,
Yeah.
we're out. It's not an intelligent use of our emotional intelligence to be reacting in that way. And I'm not judging it because there are times when I will get pulled, it's like, oh, buttons pushed. And it's just that realizing that I can react differently, I can respond differently, I can be the one how I want it to be. I can be that right now in this moment. And there's a lot that's kind of pushing our buttons, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a
And
lot around that's pushing our buttons to still be operating as the patriarchal model would like us to be operating. There's a lot that's still supporting that for women to still be going out there, doing everything bigger, better, more, working harder, having, do you know what I mean? And then being exhausted by the end of the day. It's exhausting, I think,
it is
to,
exhausting. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. It is exhausting. Um, for all as the divine feminine is rising to step back into our heart. Yes, there's the solar
Mm,
plexus in the throat, but come back to really
in,
come for love and forgiveness. If you think about the Mary energy or Our Lady Guadalupe or the Black Madonna, it's all one and the same, or the Mary Magdalene energy or Mother Teresa. I'm
mhm,
talking from compassion, the great authors, Maya Angelou, that's helping us from the other side to
yeah.
come from compassion and come from heart. and come from support instead of yeah, in lieu of arguing and fighting. And granted, I get upset. I get my cockles up, but I choose to not do it for hours or days. I can
Yeah.
see some people still venting 2 or 3 days later. It's like, okay,
Later.
yep, let's move on. Let's get into meditation. Because I do feel that like the old Christians said, well, Jesus comes back. Well, there's stories now, more stories of children seeing visitations of Mary.
Yeah.
She's that energy of
Children
that,
and
like
grown-ups.
God is, yeah, it is
Yeah.
up. The ISIS is up. All of those. The Kuan Yin is up. All that is up. And we do go through cycles on this planet. I mean, that's historical. Women were kings. Women were
Yeah.
pharaohs.
Pharaohs.
That
Yes.
that's true story.
Yes.
Real. So we are moving into that. And it's time for us to come in collaboration, cooperation, and be in divine communication with each other.
And for me, I think that it's the piece of, creating or building our own mission based or mission led ministries, businesses, passion projects, non-profits, social enterprises, charities, whatever it is, and realizing that there's a place for that beautiful, to have those systems in place for our businesses and to be heart led as we go forwards with making decisions and really feeling intuitively into it and still having those amazing systems in place that can support us. Because I know when I first started with all of this about 10 years ago, I had that mindset of, oh, it doesn't matter, I'll just kind of float around. And as time went on very quickly, I learned, it's not going to kind of work like that. So how do you see that out picturing with your business and your ministry in the way that maybe you are creating it now compared to a few years ago? What would you say is the difference now, if there is any?
There's a huge change.
A huge difference. Yeah.
I won't, because we only got like about 15 minutes, so I'll keep it quick.
Keep it quick. Just keep it as like quick tips for women out there.
Well,
Yeah.
just thinking out of the box and being creative. I've been pulling out old pictures of me as a little girl, and I say create. Anyone that's creating a business right now come from play. Even though that, like,
Yes.
I'm doing the administration stuff, but the website, like, I had to, go through it with GoDaddy to switch it to Squarespace and all that stuff. But now I get to do the art side of it and the
Yeah.
writing of it. And this is
Yeah.
creative. Like, I didn't know about how you're streaming us is through Restream. I didn't
Yeah.
hear about that. So all that's changed because in 2018, it was 2018 or 2019, I ended my lease with a group of women for an apartment. And I meditated on. They went up on, they not an apartment, an office. So they went up on the office space. That happens by a lot. The space, my space wasn't that big. And I came home and I told the group of ladies that, hey, I meditated and spirit said no. And thank God I didn't, because the person wanted a 5-year lease.
Oh,
I listened in meditation. Spirit kept saying, nope, 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 something's coming. I heard that in 2019. I did not renew that lease. Some of them got stuck with the lease in
right.
2020 because you couldn't go into office buildings.
Yeah.
Because some of us were having circles, some of us were coaches, having people in person, and then technology took off. So the great news now, of anyone building a business, like I'm going to start a t-shirt line in support of Divine Feminine.
Oh
With
yeah, I've just done one. So
yeah,
easy.
yeah, I know I can't,
I'll
but
share with you.
everything
Teespring, I
is
think it was that I
so
used.
easy now. Like, you don't even need file cabinets. I got a small file cabinet for, some paper. My husband, I
Oh,
have to say like small things. But if you go back, I mean, let's just go back to
oh,
2018,
let's go back to the drawers filled with files.
and it will slam your finger in it because there were those metal files. I hardly even
Oh,
check.
yeah, those metal cabinets.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
my
remember those metal cabinets. I mean,
God.
I don't use the printer that much. I got this huge printer
No,
I got in 2018 for my business. I was playing in workshops. I was planning on bringing people to a spiritual retreat in Italy, which now I'm planning again. But
you
it's now
are.
we're getting to do it when I need to talk to the people in Italy or Peru. It's like everything is Zoom, and let me share my screen. And what do you think about this? Is everything is easier.
Yeah,
I mean, you're in London. I'm in Colorado. It's more. It's non-locality. It
total
really is.
non-locality
It's
and
like small
non-paper.
worlds. I
And
don't know.
even when I see a bit of paper, I think, no, 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 no,
No,
no,
no,
no, no, no, no. It's got to go.
I know. Like, I
I
mean,
know.
I don't know if you remember doing workshops. We had all this paper when
Oh,
I
I do.
when I spoke at Althea Center. Just to keep me on track with time, I brought my phone on stage. There's
Yeah.
no book. Ministers used to have the book with the little cute little ribbon in it and their pen. And I'm like, I was conscious of that Sunday, like I am walking on stage with just this, and
Right.
didn't even need that because I didn't even look at my phone.
Yeah, there you go.
So everything. So that's the joy, because I feel the divine feminine is also linked to technology. Now, hear me out.
Mm.
Because I know Mother Earth, yeah, nature, creativity, but these inventions, women, if you look at history, women, there's so many inventions. I invite anyone to go watch Hidden Figures, that movie about the
Oh,
women
that
that were
movie.
downstairs underneath
Oh my
NASA, and
gosh.
the men were on top, and the black
I
women were
know.
the math, and the white women were over here. But they didn't even get to hang out with the men that were on TV talking to the president. They were
No,
off site. And
in
I'm
the
going,
back
in
somewhere.
the back or
I
downstairs. And
mean, really, when I watched that, I've watched it a couple of times, and the
mm,
genius of those women, the genius of those women that were doing the work that they were doing, and how underplayed really they were, and how under-recognized they were for
yeah.
their minds alone, for their
Fine.
minds and what they were doing, and just, okay, we have come so far, so far. I think there's the big limitation on that so
Yeah.
far. Um, and for me, the divine feminine is really about supporting everybody, every single sentient being on this
Yes.
planet,
Yeah.
and coming to that place where I'm then not having any judgment within me about anybody. I mean, that's a big piece because that includes people that do things that I may not, approve of, even ethically or morally. Holding that light, seeing that divine light within each of us, and knowing that we each have this opportunity and possibility to live in this light as this light. It's not reserved for a few. Um, I don't know. I just think it's such an exciting time.
It is. And then
It's
all those secrets are coming out because Hidden Figures came out
Mm,
before COVID. Think about it. Everything's been ramping up.
that's true. Yes.
Everything's been ramping up. I even noticed how what's his name? Jeff Bezos honored his ex-wife. He didn't fight, what we saw that we know of. She got half of money. He said he wouldn't have started Amazon if it wasn't for her. He did that. So the divine feminine in him recognized that they did it together. And I'm
Mm.
noticing that's coming out more, that it's not the woman in the kitchen standing behind and all these female inventions. Everything's being slowly leaked out.
But you know what? I so agree with you, and it just triggers something. I read an article the other day about a woman I'd love her to meet. I'd love us to meet her and come on a show with us together. She's written a book called Something about not sleeping at night. It's about women, the shift in women, what women worry about now. Whereas maybe our mothers would have been worried about the perfect home,
Yes.
having the meal cooked,
Yep.
being able to manage even working and then coming home and making home
Yep.
perfect. And
Yep.
now women's, and the body perfect
Yeah,
and
that's not
everything perfect and the vagina perfect.
Yep.
It's like all of it. And now even women's worries are shifting. They're not, what we're having sleepless nights over is not that. It's more about, how can I get my passion project out there?
Yes.
How can I be a part of this change that's happening in a really
That.
productive way?
Yep. I've been thinking
Totally
about
different
my book.
shift.
Yep, that I've stopped writing on my book. I got 8 chapters. I'm like, okay, I think it's done. I need to get in editing. And how do I start this T-shirt line?
Yep,
And yeah, how do I get the message out into the world? Yeah, it's totally different
exactly. Whole different,
from my
like
mom.
sod the hoovering.
Yes, my
Yeah,
mom rushing home because my dad needed dinner that we couldn't stop sometimes
there you
because
are.
your daddy needs dinner, And
Yeah,
like, here's a funny story. When I got married to my current husband right now, and my mom and I were running errands, and she said, "Doesn't Greg get home around 4?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "You need to get home to your husband." And there was a panic, just like this. Literally, I was at her. My mom at the time lived about maybe 7 minutes from us, not even that, 75 minutes down the street, less than a mile away. And I was like, "Ma," and my aunt's sitting there like, "You got to get home." And I'll be like something bad's about it. I said, "He can take care of himself,
I
and there's
think he
food in
can
the
walk to the fridge,
house."
maybe,
I
or
said, "He knows how to take care of that." I'm like, "I'll get home when I get home." And I really was about to leave, but when they did that, I actually text Greg and said, "I'm going to hang out with my mom and my aunt for about an hour." And I did it on purpose. They don't know that. They know that now because they're on the other side. So they're hearing this. I stayed an hour because I wanted to see. This is like
yeah.
2016. I wanted to see how they would react. "You need to get home." And I grabbed their hands. I said, "This is not 1916. This is 2016. And I don't have that kind of marriage." And Greg knows I'm coming home. And I said, I just texted him, said, "I'm staying a little longer." "Why are you staying longer? You really need to get going." It was kind of funny. It took them 30 minutes to, like, I said,
to,
"Stop." They're like,
to
"Why are you sitting on
settle.
the couch?" I said, "I want a glass of wine. I'm going to watch the news with you." Because it's like, you guys have got, you're freaking me out.
Chill out. But you know what? It's Dr. Ruth Miller. She's come on the show a couple of times, and she said it takes 70 years for a whole shift in consciousness to change, for a whole wave of thought processes. It takes 70 years.
Ooh.
So, oh, that's like a couple of generations. That's a long time for a mass consciousness to shift in its knowing of something.
Yep.
So that's why I think when I think something isn't moving quickly enough, it'll take it'll take longer, and it'll take more people in years to come. I can't stop doing it because I don't think it's not moving quickly enough.
Well, Laura, here's the good news of it. We're in that 70 years.
We're
As
in
you
it.
were speaking,
Yes.
Spirit was telling me, because when they got the right to vote in America, my mom couldn't get a credit card till 1973. So you and I are born within the 70 years. So here, I
Totally.
believe now we're bringing out the rear. We're bringing up the back.
We
That's
are.
why there is so much arguments in the political world. Because if you look at the political world, 90% of it is men.
Yep.
Sorry, fellas, but I gotta say it. That's the truth. I mean, physically they are men. Okay, so we don't have a lot of. In Europe, it appears to me there's more women in politics, and I may be wrong. I know things are shifting in America, so we're bringing up the rear with your Women of Power TV, with Divine Feminine, and all the other women that are doing other things, and the men that are supporting their wives, their daughters, and their girlfriends. Yeah, I do believe the men that are marching and everything and standing up for their wives and their daughters and their grandmothers. So
Yeah.
I believe we're in the 70s, not now. We're in it, and that's how come
Yeah.
there's been this. I like when I said in the beginning of this, the 70s was the burn. My mom said she didn't burn a bra because she liked her bras. My mom liked fashion, so that's a different story. But she was telling me how it was. I mean, my mom was born 1934. So, they told me, I mean, I was shocked when I heard that she couldn't get a credit card and they couldn't vote and all the couldn't
Hmm.
that women couldn't do. So I believe it began during that time of the suffrage movement. If we go back to that and start counting. So, Lori, it
Absolutely.
makes me feel good that we are going in the right
We
direction.
are. We are, and there will be another, there's going to be much, it's going to evolve. Of course, it's always evolving. And so our children,
Yep,
um, the generation of 20-year-olds that are here right now, that are
yep,
seeing it even from a different lens, in a speedier way,
yep,
technologically, they get it and they're quicker. And
yep,
they're not kind of like me, like, oh, hang on a minute, hang on a
yep,
minute, I can't quite, they're all fingers and thumbs using this technology in a speedy way. And that's really empowering, because I think for us, for me, I know where I've had that belief system that prosperity isn't for me, money isn't for me, abundance isn't for me. I know that's changing and shifting.
yes,
And I know that there are younger, the generations that are coming in now expect the prosperity. They know
yes,
it's here. Yes,
yes,
it's clearer. Oh, I'm going to have a $1 million business in
yes.
3 years. And it's like the messaging from that younger generational, it's there. And I'm so pleased that that's happened, and this is
Yeah,
happening, that we're being opened up like this to say, yeah, we can receive as well.
yes. Because our generation were the givers and the servers, which
And the
is
light workers and
and we did too much though, because a lot of us, I'll say 40s on, are getting sick and they're
yeah,
exhausted because they've been giving and caretaking, now caretaking our parents,
and
you know,
people pleasing.
people pleasing, and a lot of the 20-year-olds are like, nope, I'm
Nope,
busy.
no
And
way.
you see how easy it is to get abundance. When I look at YouTube channels and these young ones are like, oh, you could
I
do
know.
all these side gigs, and they're so creative.
Yeah,
Like I
it's
know
amazing.
how to
I know. It's fantastic. I think,
write.
wow. And the creator economy is massive, and I think it's, yeah, look and
Oh, I
learn.
like,
That's what I say to myself.
yeah,
Look and learn that we can do these things and have extra things on the side. And it doesn't mean going out and kind of burning out, exhausting ourselves in the world. We can
no,
actually find things online to expand our financial, to expand that wealth. I love it. It's very exciting.
yeah, we got
It's an
creative
exciting time.
during the shutdown. That was the blessing. Mother Earth came out to play. The sky got
Yeah.
bluer. The oceans got cleaner. Yes, many people struggle. I lost a mother during that time. We lost friends and
Mm,
family, but there was
mm,
creativity. People looked at their home. They looked at that home
yes.
art. Women redecorating,
Yes.
reimagining. I'm still getting rid of clothes. I'm like, yeah, I actually used to wear that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Having a good old clear out.
A good old clear out. And
Good old clear out.
yep,
So tell me, Reverend Christina, you have a couple of things coming up. I'm going to put this one up here now. Next week, no, this week, you've
this
got a
week
podcast coming up on YouTube.
on YouTube with Tracy Brown, we're going to be talking about
Whose
intuition.
YouTube station is it on?
Her name is Tracy Brown, Traci
It's on
Brown.
her YouTube station.
Yep, it is on her YouTube station.
Okay,
We'll see
there we
if
go. I've put it up there so
okay.
we can see it's on her YouTube station.
Yep,
Fantastic.
yep. and
That'll be good. And then
parental
you've got
intuition, and I will be speaking at Unity at the Rock of the Rockies in Eagle, Colorado. They do stream, they do put it on YouTube. And recently, I spoke at the Althea Center for Spiritual Living. They're on Facebook. I spoke Sunday, and they're on YouTube as well.
fantastic. When are you speaking at Unity,
On
Christina?
June 25th, I'm going on
June
vacation.
25th. Got to get the date up
Yes,
because then
5th.
we can check in with you there.
Yep.
Beautiful. Because I know that, this, I just want to say this before we kind of um, end up here, but it's the throat chakra, isn't it? It's women of power, divine feminine, expressing ourselves, saying it, sharing our message, speaking the message, opening up to, not just thinking, I can't say it. No one will hear me. I'm too shy. I haven't got the courage. And I love it that, we're speaking now with the throat chakra. I think for the universe has kind of opened up in the
Yeah,
past 2 years, hasn't it?
for
For
everybody.
everyone.
For everybody. And Mother Earth's throat chakra is alive and well because that's
Oh
with all
yeah.
the tornadoes, everything. We must listen and speak our truth from a centered, heart centered place. And it's okay for women now to really speak up.
Yeah.
Speak up.
It's more necessary than ever
Yes.
to honor those that have gone before, that may have gone to prison for speaking up, or like
Yeah.
the suffragette movement, in and out
Yeah.
of jail for speaking
Yeah.
up.
For
And
speaking
here
up.
we are, we can say it and actually really make that change, send out a new ripple with our words. Are so powerful, aren't they?
Yes. Words really do matter. They matter in frequency and in vibration.
Mm.
They truly, truly matter. And all the women that are speaking up for what's going on in the Middle East with the women. I
Yeah,
know we're not hearing a lot about it. It's still going on. And speaking
I
up
know.
what's going on with the women and children in Sudan, in the Sudan. So it's time for
Yeah.
us to really, we can use our divine feminine energy not to overexert ourselves and people
Hmm.
please, but to speak up now in creative, powerful ways.
Yes. Yes. Wow. Thank you so much for being here. Do you have a final kind of, something you'd like to share for the
Yes,
women that are watching, or for anyone that's watching right now? Is there anything in your heart that you feel inspired just to say, to really activate something for
yes.
those that are listening?
Um, I feel and I also sense and know we're going to see a lot more upheavals and changes and what the
Oh,
heck is going, like what the heck is going on the planet. And I feel that with that, that's where the prayer comes in and you speaking up and to hold the line and stand and reach out to a friend and reach out to someone that supports this divine feminine rising up. Don't sit in your muck. Reach out to people, even if you
oh,
feel afraid or scared or alone, or go into what's going on with the world. What the pop, 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 all the curse bombs dropping. Drop into your heart and reach out and say
yeah.
you're scared. Say you feel vulnerable because in your vulnerability is your power. And your vulnerability is your power. So no matter what we see the remainder of this year, I still feel because the rocket ship with all these eclipses are taking off. The change is here. The higher evolution of consciousness is here. And I truly believe we are all part and partial of that. And we are to be in prayer and higher consciousness. For um, the divine has this. Tap into the divine within you. And that changes the world.
Thank you, Reverend Christina, a woman of power here on Women of Power TV. It's just been so great to be with you. For anybody that's listening right now, share this out with your friends or on your channels, and tune in to Christina on Instagram Divine Feminine Evolution, here we go, is there on Instagram. You can find her there, and she's on Facebook as well. Reverend Christina Jones, thank you so much for being here today on the Women of Power show. Love and
Thank
blessings.
you, everyone. Thank you.